What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, and I want to hop on here to discuss on KSI's next opponent, which is Dillion Danis. Now, for those of you who don't know who KSI is, he is one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform. He is from the UK, and obviously he's one of the pioneers for the whole YouTuber boxing scene. And more recently, he decided to actually announce that his next opponent that he's going to be fighting will be Dillion Danis, who was the opponent to Logan Paul's last fight. At first value, when I first saw this, I thought this was really dumb. Cause like, why is KSI stepping low to fight someone that lost to his previous opponent, who is his business partner, by the way? I just feel like that's kind of weird. As someone who kind of grew up with the whole celebrity boxing thing, I actually really enjoy it. I find it entertaining. But like, the thing is with KSI, and I used to be a fan of KSI, don't get me wrong, is that he keeps fighting these random dudes that like no one really cares about or interested in his fights. Like, compare that to Jake Paul, where he keeps like leveling up the amount of attention he's receiving due to the person he's fighting, and KSI just can't get a grasp of that. Like, dog, why is Jake Paul getting better fights? Like, if I look at his last few fights, he fought Mike Tyson, Nate Diaz, Tommy Fury, Anderson Silva, Ben Askren. Like, dude, why is he getting good fights? And if you just compare it to KSI's record, it completely washes it. Like, KSI's last few fights were Tommy Fury, Joel Fournier, FaZe Temper, Luis Pineda. Like, all these people he's fighting are so bad, and the fights are not even that entertaining just because we all know he's gonna wash them. Granted, two of those fights were entertaining because he had a no contest with Joe Fournier because he hit him with the elbow, and then he lost to Tommy Fury. Like, bro, you should be gearing up to have a next good fight and beat that opponent so people have the confidence for you to fight Jake Paul. Like, dude, granted, for Jake Paul, he keeps fighting old UFC fighters, and that obviously means he's most likely gonna win because like they're not even boxers to begin with. But it's the fact that he's getting big names to fight him that gets people's attention. Like, he fought Mike Tyson, even though everyone knew that Mike Tyson was gonna lose that shit. Not to the extent of how bad that fight was, but we all knew Jake Paul was most likely gonna win. He's the younger opponent. He just has more energy. He has more movement, more speed, more agility. He's just younger, you know what I mean? He obviously he's gonna have an advantage over fucking Mike Tyson. But it's the fact that he's getting big names to fight him that gets people to actually care about his fights. And to be honest, as much as I don't really consider him a real fighter, I don't really consider either of them a real fighter, but it's the fact that Jake Paul has the balls to even enter the ring with these people, while KSI just can't find an opponent like that. And speaking on KSI and Jake Paul, why is KSI and Jake Paul just not happening? Like, why is he still fighting opponents? Like, dog, at this point, you guys are both ducking each other. I have never seen two people drag out a beef this long. Like, bro, how are you guys haven't fought yet? You guys had the perfect storyline. You both fought Tommy Fury. You both lost to Tommy Fury. Fight each other. That is a good storyline. It shows that one person is better than the other after losing to the same guy. How have you guys not fought? Bro, it's about to be like, what, 5, 6, 7 years? Since KSI versus Logan Paul 2, to which KSI won. And Jake Paul still hasn't fought KSI. Everyone knows this is going to be the biggest fight in boxing history, and the fact that you two people can't seem to have an agreement on the contract is utterly insane. I'm going to be speaking more about this later on in the video. It just boggles my mind how they obviously don't like each other. They obviously want to fight each other, but for some reason, no one wants to sign the contract so they can fight each other. Like, they're just dragging out this beef so long that eventually no one's going to care. And if I'm being honest, the whole celebrity boxing scene is dead. And it honestly hurts, bro. It hurts because I like seeing this scene. I enjoy seeing you guys fight. I enjoy watching two YouTubers and two content creators. One who I enjoy more, which is KSI. But it's like you both can't seem to find a contract to bite. Like, it really is really annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's truly annoying. And I'm blaming KSI too. I'm not being biased here. I truly am blaming KSI because both him and Jake Paul are obviously ducking each other as if they just can't seem to sign a good contract to which they can both agree with. Anyways, returning back to who KSI is fighting, he is set to fight Dillion Danis on March 29th. This is obviously not the ideal situation for KSI because if we look at Dillion Danis' last fight, he was just toying around with Logan Paul, and Logan Paul clearly destroyed him in a boxing match. It's kind of insane. He made a complete fool of himself that no one's gonna take Dillion serious. So the fact that he's fighting KSI makes that whole match between the two unserious. But KSI would actually explain why he chose to fight Dillion Danis in his latest video. to which I'll play a clip from now.
Even with this fight, I know I'm not even allowed to say this, but fuck it, bro. Dillion Danis wasn't even my fourth choice. We went to Nate Diaz. He said nah. We went to Donald Cerrone. He said nah. We went to Tony Ferguson. He said nah. These guys said no to me. So I'm like, bro, do I have to go to a fucking footballer to fight? And he said yes. So what the fuck? I'm there confused as to why a footballer wants to fight me, but these top UFC, ex-UFC fighters don't want to fight me. Even Masvidal, we went to Masvidal to fight. He can't do it because of UFC. Like, guys, we've been trying to find people to fight. And I know you guys are going to be like, oh, what about Darren Till? Darren Till probably isn't going to want to fight at my fight weight. And then if he does, he's not going to want to do the rehydration clause because brother's huge compared to me. I walk around, what, 190, 195? Darren Till walks around 220. So I'm not going to just allow him to do what Tommy Fury did. Just, you know, kill himself to get to a certain weight, go on the scale, and then balloon right back up to his natural weight. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dillion Danis. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm happy to knock out Dillion Danis. I've been wanting to knock this guy out since Misfits 3. So yeah, I don't understand this whole he's just so irrelevant. Joe Fournier. Who the fuck was Joe Fournier? You still wanted to watch him. People watch because they want to see me fight. They want to see how I improve and how well I do and how I knock people out and how entertaining I am. There's no one that fights like me in this scene. That's why people watch. That's why people care. And I have a fan base that care as well.
So he said a lot of things within that clip, and I'm going to break it down piece by piece. Firstly, he doesn't seem too happy about the fact that he is fighting Dillion Danis, and he would actually declare that he had 4 other people he was set to fight, which were Nate Diaz, Donald Cerrone, Tony Ferguson, and Jorge Masvidal. All these people are UFC fighters, to which he even stated himself. Hearing this was so ironic because he was giving Jake Paul flack for doing the same thing, and in fact, he was even trying to fight one of Jake Paul's prior opponents. Like, dog, how are you going to be giving this guy so much shit? The person you hate so much, but yet you're going to go ahead and do the same thing a few years later? Like, come on, bro. You should have been to try to start up your catalog of your fights so it can compare to Jake Paul's and it would make you look better. Why do you think no one wants to fight you? They don't take you seriously because of the people you fight. Like, it's common sense. Like, if I compare Andre August, who's a 10-1 boxer, to fucking FaZe Temper. No hate to Temper, but if I'm a boxer or UFC fighter hearing that, I'm gonna be like, bro, there's no reason for me to fight you because it'll make me look bad. People fighting you makes them look bad. Just because you haven't built up your fighting catalog, your fighting record, makes people not want to fight you because they think you're just a joke, bro. You should have began doing that after Logan Paul when you first returned to boxing. That was your issue. Now you're at a point where you're scrambling for fights, getting all these pro UFC fighters, pro boxers, or even amateur boxers, and no one wants to fight you. Like, dude, this is your fault because of this. Because I'm guaranteeing you that the reason why no one wants to fight you is because of that reason. Maybe some of the reasons is due to scheduling conflict, but I'm just saying this so you can get it through your head for you to start boxing real fighters so people take you more seriously. But then he has the audacity to state that just him fighting in general brings in people, which I completely agree with. Obviously, he has a big name, he has a tons of fans, people are gonna go for him. But for people who are into like the whole celebrity boxing as a whole, people who actually care about these fights in general, they're not gonna care as much because you're not fighting real people. Bro, the top comment underneath a fan page's post of his statement of who he was supposed to fight literally is them getting tired of the people you're fighting. Like, that should say so much about you. In fact, some people in the comments are even saying that it's no surprise that no one wants to fight you. Like, dude, you could have prevented all of this if only you chose to fight real people in the beginning. I just think at this point in his career, KSI's ego has become so huge that he truly believes that they don't want to fight him for a good reason. Other than the fact that no one takes him seriously. Like, bro, I'm just laughing at the fact that I'm hearing this, bro. Like, okay, no shot to KSI, but dude, get it through your head that no one cares for you to fight people that aren't real fighters, bro. Like, I don't understand how hard that is to understand. If you want people to enjoy your matches, more people to actually gravitate and box you so your catalog and your history and your legacy looks good, then fight real people, bro. And if these top dogs don't take you seriously, look for below average people to help. And you beat them, by the way. You beat them to help build up your whole legacy. Like, dude, that's not that hard to understand. But clearly, KSI still doesn't understand that, because he would end off the clip by saying that he's happy to fight Dillion Danis and he's been wanting to fight him for a good amount of time. Like, when I heard that, I'm like, what are you saying? What are you, like, literally, what are you saying? Fighting Dillion Danis is probably one of the worst options right now. Granted, I understand that you can't fight other people that are available to fight you. I completely understand. It's just the fact that you're fighting someone that didn't take their previous match seriously. What makes you think they're going to take that match with you seriously? Instead of Dillion, you should have went out and found a pretty decent boxer to fight, train up, and beat that boxer. Like, people would love to see that. I get to his management or even KSI himself that marketing wise, this was probably their best option because, you know, Dillion Danis had a big name. His previous fight was Logan Paul. But I'm just thinking of the grander scheme of things on actually growing up your boxing career. It's so much better if you actually fought a boxer that has a decent record and you beat them. People are going to take you way more seriously then, bro. But this wouldn't be the end of it, because one of the fighters that KSI stated that rejected him within that clip would actually respond to him on Twitter. This fighter being Jorge Masvidal, to which he would actually state, I don't know what it is with you UK motherfuckers, but stick to selling that piss in a bottle because I will beat your fucking ass at KSI. To me, this is just Jorge making it seem like he doesn't sound sweet for rejecting KSI, but honestly, dude, no one really gave a fuck that you rejected KSI, and truly, no one does. It's kind of good that you didn't even fight KSI, and you shouldn't even tweet it at him because you're just giving him unnecessary attention. But if you want to fight KSI, go fight KSI. Like, no one's stopping you, bro. If you truly hate this fucking dude, go fight him. But no one's really mad at you for you, quote unquote, ducking KSI. Because at the end of the day, we all know that you didn't duck him. You just chose not to fight him because it just looks bad on you. But as you guys may have assumed, we can't end this video without talking about how Jake Paul would, of course, talk about KSI's next opponent. And honestly, I'm just gonna let you guys watch the clip.
Oh yeah, what do you think about Dillion Danis and KSI?
I think it's a joke. I mean, it's just a joke, bro. My brother already beat Danis like easily. And KSI just wants easy fights that don't challenge him at all. Like, why doesn't he fight Mike Perry? Why doesn't he fight Tyron Woodley?
Shit, why doesn't he fight Jake Paul?
He won't do it, bro. I've said it since day one. And he just, like, sticks to the weight thing and makes it seem like my manager's the one that's in the way of it. When I have my brother, like, working tirelessly behind the scenes to try and make it happen.
Hold on, I gotta talk my shit for a second. Everyone's saying ironic. Guys, you understand that he literally tried fighting Canelo? Like, dude, you guys are fucking so stupid, bro.
What we all just heard was a whole lot of nothing. Jake was always going to talk about how much of a joke this fight is, but it's just like, dude, bro, you're here still claiming that KSI is the reason why you guys haven't boxed yet, when it's so obvious that it's the both of you, bro. Like, stop saying that you're trying to make things work, you're trying to actually fit to each other's weight classes, and just fight, dude. And you're even here saying that Logan Paul is tirelessly working behind the scenes to make it happen. Dude, you don't think everyone thought this by now? You don't think that Logan Paul is trying to make this fight happen when he's close to the both of you? Clearly, you two just can't settle on an agreement. Stop blaming one person or the other, dude. Like, bro. Granted, he brought up a good point in the beginning. Like, the fact that he's even fighting Dillion Danis is a joke. But it's like you're still here talking so much crap on how he's so fixated on the idea of his own weight class and terms. Like, come on, dude. It's honestly insane how you guys can't even agree on a contract when you guys both know how much money this fight alone is going to make. It honestly boggles my mind. Like, it literally grains into my head on how I don't understand this. It really, I don't understand this. Like, this is if you gave two kids a lollipop. They both want it, but they choose not to get it. Like, then what is the point? What's the point of even wanting it, bro? It's not like KSI is gonna call up Jake Paul and be like, hey guys, you guys wanna fight? Come on, Jake Paul, let's fight. Come on, let's box, let's do it. And Jake Paul will be like, yeah. Obviously, you guys just don't give a fuck about this fight. Just move on. Please just move on. If you're not gonna fight within the next year or two, no one is gonna give a fuck. I'm not gonna give a fuck. I already don't give a fuck. Just please don't talk about the fight if you're not gonna fight at this point, please. And in all honesty, I don't even know if I'll make another video like this just because of the fact that I don't want to keep draining out this whole match and this whole feud between these two people, bro. Like, I don't even know, bro. But I guess with that being said, this is the end of the video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts and opinions about KSI's next opponent. This has been your boy Jordan, talking about how KSI and Jake Paul just don't want to fight each other at this point. And I'll catch you on the next one.